Hey everyone, Once Bitten here with another battle report. So I'm facing the same ogre army that I just played using my son's dwarf army. So this time I brought out my Beastmen army, rolled up a Blood and Glory scenario, which is my favorite, and so looking forward to this. The game with the dwarfs was a nail biter right down to the end, so I'm kind of curious how it'll work out using my Beastmen. So starting on my left, he's got a Saber Tusk, an Iron Blaster, 3 Mornfang with a Dragonhide banner, another Saber Tusk, Lead Belchers, unit of 6 regular Ogre Bulls with his Slaughtermaster and Battle Standard Bearer. Then he's got a Thunder Tusk. On the other side of the Thunder Tusk, he's got 3 Lead Belchers, a unit of Iron Guts with a Fire Belly, another Saber Tusk, some more Ogre Bulls, and another Saber Tusk. Somebody's pointed out that you can only have 3 units of special in this size game, and neither one of us were aware of that, so technically his list is illegal. Not a big deal. We've talked about it since, and he'll modify it slightly. So I've got on my right a Tuskor Chariot, Razorgore, big unit of Bestigore, and this one has my Great Brave Shaman in it. He's level 4, Lower Shadow. Got a unit of Harpies, big unit of Gore with my Battle Standard Bearer and my General, and they're their builds. The Razorgore in front of them, some more Gores, some more Harpies, Tuskor Chariot, Razorgore. So, like I said, we're playing Blood and Glory, so we counted up the Fortitude. He has 7, I have 6. Both of us have our General and our Battle Standard Bearer in the same units. So his Ogre Bulls with that has 4 of the Fortitude. So if I killed that one unit, that would be the game right there. And I've got a unit of Gore with my BSB and my General, and that's 4. So if he kills that unit, that's the game. He doesn't even have to kill it completely to win the game. So anyway, go to Ogre's turn 1. He moves up, as you can see, pretty quickly. His Saber Tusks really zoom forward. It looks something like that. So during the shooting phase, his Iron Blaster puts a cannonball in my Razorgore's face, kills it, and so I roll a panic test for the chariot right behind there. The cannonball would hit the chariot too. We didn't know if you go ahead and resolve that or if you take the panic test first. It really became a moot point. The chariot failed its leadership 9. I don't know if it had a reroll or not, but either way, it failed it and ran off the board. And then I rolled for this big Gore unit. They failed their 9 leadership test. Then luckily they had a reroll and they passed it, because I was really starting to sweat that. So we joked around that he kind of just brought my battle line closer to the center, cleaned it up for me a little bit. It looks like that. So we go to Beastman turn 1. First thing I do is I just charge a couple Saber Tusks to get them out of the way. So my Harpies charge the one in front of the score unit. At the very top, a Razorgore charges a Saber Tusk. There in the middle, I thought it would be clever and fun for my Razorgore and the Harpies to charge his Lead Belchers. And then my plan was during the magic phase to see if I can get Occam's Mindrazor off on the Harpies. They have 2 attacks each, so and they go before those Lead Belchers. They might have been able to do some damage there. But the Razorgore fails its charge, and during the magic phase, just something weird happened. I actually rolled like 10 power dice, and I was going to use 6 for Occam's, so I threw 4 at Withering, and I needed, I think, a 13, and I rolled a 1, a 1, a 1, and a 2, and ended my magic phase. So that plan just went to pot. So it looks like that. This is all before combat. After combat, Harpies beat the Saber Tusk, but do not run it down. The Harpies die miserably. This Razorgore killed the Saber Tusk, and I overran. I liked him being up where he is. I'm kind of hoping those Iron Guts will charge him, and I probably just stand and let him get an overrun and give me an easy charge, possibly into their flank with my Bestigores. That's if he falls for it. So we go to Ogre's turn 2. So, yeah, something with terror charged my Harpies, and they failed their 9 re-rollable and fled through my Gore unit, who failed their 9 re-rollable and ran off the board. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. Okay, all right. So Beastmen are down to 5 fortitude. Um, yeah. So anyway, elsewise the board looks like that. His Thunder Tusk charged my Razor Gore. I decided to hold. Um, one, because I knew he'd flee through my general's unit and I'd probably fail my 9 rerollable, and that'd be the game. Otherwise, though, he's going to hit him, over kill him, overrun into my general's unit, and that's going to give me my turn to kill the Thunder Tusk all by itself. And that's what I'm hoping for there. Otherwise, if you look at the top, he charged his rightmost unit of bulls into my Bestigor, and I was okay with that. But then he charges Iron Guts into my Razor Gore, and I decided to flee because the angle that it would be at might land me in front of his bull unit, and it did. Um, and then I don't know if they probably redirected to my Bestigors and failed it. Whatever happened, it is as you can see it. Um, and so his Ogres on the right failed. They rolled enough distance, but they couldn't wheel around the Razor Gore to get to my Bestigor. Oh, it wasn't my Bestigor. I think it might have been whatever it was. They couldn't get around him. It must have been my chariot. They couldn't get around him to complete the charge. So it looks like that. Yeah, I'm making a mess of it, but it made sense at the time. Yeah, I'm thinking it must have been the chariot. I think they were looking to charge the chariot, beat it up, and reform, and they couldn't reach the chariot because by the time they wheeled around my Razor Gore, they would miss it. So it was something like that. So again, that's of course before fighting. Magic phase didn't do anything. I don't know what my deal is there. After combat, yeah, he killed the Razor Gore. We passed our panic test, which I was very happy about, and he comes in to this unit. Now, again, the only thing I really have going for me is that we're going to fight it on my turn. I don't know what I just said about magic. It wasn't my turn. We're going to fight it on my turn, and so that gives me a magic phase to maybe get Occam's off or something like that. So now we go to Beastman turn 2. The chariot charges the Bestigors, and chariot charge his bulls, and he runs away. My Bestigors redirect. My Razor Gore fails to rally. Bestigors charges Iron Guts, and of course we've got the big fight with the Thunder Tusks. So again, my hope is here. I would love to get the Iron Guts out of the way. That would help me with Fortitude. I'm hoping to get that Thunder Tusk dead before he comes in with everything else, because I'm about to get countercharged by his General's unit and probably the Mournfang. Over here on the right, yeah, my Razor Gore failed to rally, and then didn't run far enough to get out of sight of his Saber Tusk. So in his turn, his Saber Tusk is going to get a pretty easy. It'll charge my Razor Gore. I'll have to flee, and unless I flee through that building, he's going to easily catch me. So when we went to the fight here, I did not get Occam's off, um, but he did some fighting. He killed, I mean, probably 9 of my Gore. Then my General and my Battle Standard Bearer went. Both of them have great weapons, and I don't think I listed that at the first of the page. Anyway, they don't have magic weapons; they just have great weapons. And between the two of them, they killed the Thunder Tusk. My Gores didn't do anything and didn't need to do anything, so I thought that was nice. Bestigors go in, chop up the Iron Guts. They chop me up in return. It's pretty much a push. I think I might have won it by 1. It doesn't matter. Either way, it looks like it is. One thing I forgot to do at the first of my turn was drink the Potion of Toughness, and at the first of his turn, I forgot to drink the damn Potion of Toughness on my Great Brave Shaman. I think it's a smart item to take. When you get in those critical combats, people are going to be picking on you. You can take that and for a turn, maybe protect your spellcaster. The problem is, I never think about it. Ogres turn 3. So this is the fight. The only fight that really matters is here in the lower left, because that's where all our fortitude is. So his Mournfangs, his Ogre Bulls with his Slaughtermaster and his BSB charge into my unit of Gore with my General and my Battle Standard Bearer. Now that's going to be real ugly. He's going to do so many wounds. I know he's going to win combat, but my General has the Crown of Command, and so if I can keep him alive, we have a pretty good chance of sticking around. And if the Bestigors can win their combat this turn, they can countercharge into his flank. I need to keep my Battle Standard Bearer alive, because even with Stubborn, obviously you fail it sometimes. So that's really my biggest concern there. So it looks like that. And that's one thing that Lorien did in his build was instead of giving the general a 2-up rerollable armor save, you give him just a 1-up rerollable armor save, and then give him Crown of Command. And you don't, instead of giving him a magic weapon, you save those points, give him a great weapon, and it's a pretty slick build. Over here, those guys rally. That was a bummer. I was hoping they would run right off the board and give me a fortitude. So overall, the board looks like that. And look at that. He chopped that unit up. I mean, he killed half the unit, and it's a big unit. Yeah. Whew. Luckily, I mean, I would have been on Snake Eyes, but I was stubborn. Only have 1 wound on the general. So anyway, yeah, it looks like that. Jeez, that was ugly. The Beastmen chop up his Iron Guts, kill him to a man, and then they just do a reform. So I get out of Horde formation because it wasn't going to help me too much anymore, and now I just want to get into the flank of his bulls. Oh, and because I forgot to drink the Potion of Toughness, he killed my Great Brave Shaman. So, yeah. So we go to Ogre's turn 3, or I'm sorry, this is still Ogre's turn 3, and overall the board looks like that. We go to Beastman turn 3, so I get the counter charge my Bestigors into the flank of his bulls. I'm really liking my position here. I mean, he's going to do a bunch of wounds on my Gore, but the Gore will be stubborn, and the Bestigor will be steadfast. And I think if it comes to a war of attrition, I'm going to win it. So after cats, those Gore are taking an absolute beating. And one thing we're being careful about now is because we're to the last unit of Gore, whenever we lose a wound, we try to take it from either side. So it kind of pushes them, my characters on the end, it kind of pushes them towards the middle. And I think that's the right way to play it. If you look, though, I'm not getting any wounds on his Mournfang because I can't get past his armor save. But his bull unit is down to just his standard bearer. I think his champion, if he has a champion, must have got killed in a challenge or something. Anyway, you can see just the ton of wounds that's going on there. Both of his characters have wounds on them. Yeah, so can't complain about that. We go to Ogre turn 4. Nothing matters. I mean, you know, his bulls in the upper right, they're off the screen. They're moving around. His lead belters are going to shoot at my chariot. I just don't care. It doesn't matter. You can have the chariot. The only thing that matters is this battle down here. You can see he brought his saber tusks, both of them, into the flank of the Gore unit. That actually kind of helps me because they go first, and if they killed even 1 Gore, it takes a whole Mournfang out of combat. But again, none of that matters because those Gore aren't going to do anything for me. All that matters is my general and my BSB stay alive and pass their rerollable stubborn. So they kill my chariot. And at the end of combat, we kill the standard bearer, so that's a fortitude down. We break them in combat. Actually, they had the stubborn test. They had the stubborn. That's what that symbol means. So his general's unit was stubborn, but I kill whichever character is not there, and I'm not sure, either the Slaughtermaster or the BSB. I killed one of them. It doesn't matter. Broke the Mournfang, so got their banner, got the banner for the bulls, and then yeah, he's down to 3, so he must have his general left and the 1 unit of bulls. And as soon as those deaths occurred, that was it. I think my general killed his general. I think that's what happened. Whatever, I'm confused. Anyway, sorry for a horrible ending to a battle report. But as soon as that happened, game was over, and the Beastmen won it. So the Crown of Command, we both agree, is probably underpriced because it makes such an insanely huge difference. If it weren't for the Crown of Command, he had the game hands down a long time ago. But with it, you know, we just stuck around until we can get some supporting attacks in there, and the Bestigor came in with relatively few attacks, but you know, they had a flank, they had ranks, and they were killing things. So anyway, that was it. Beastmen won it. Hope you enjoyed it.